Hey guys, welcome to the Carrie Danger podcast. I'm Carrie Danger, and I'm joined today by Bre Bartell, author extraordinaire, Cleveland native. She's rad. Bre, how's it going today?
Hey, I'm doing good. Yeah.
Good. And you released your first book, Ignite, last fall. I
Yes.
personally read it. It was phenomenal. Thank you so much for putting your pen to paper, your fingers to keyboard, and making that happen for the reading community.
I'm so glad you loved it.
Yeah, I was the whole time when we met at an event for Amped Up for
Mhm.
Animals, you said you'll like it if you like a twist. And this whole time I'm like, was that the twist? Wait, was that the twist? Was that it? And there was like a
Mhm.
whole bunch of mini ones. It was a windy road and then a total curveball. And I was like,
Yep.
how did she think of this? So I don't want to give any spoilers away.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But guys, if you want to go right now and start searching the book, it's Ignite by Bre Bartell, and all the info is in the notes and stuff like that. I actually ordered my signed copy because it's very fancy, and it's not just because I'm Carrie Danger. It's because I ordered it from a local bookstore, Flame Fable in Lakewood. That was really quick shipping too. Like I ordered it and
Mhm.
immediately I got that book. So it was
Oh
great.
yeah. Nikki's on top of her stuff there. She runs a tight ship.
That's how I like it. That's what I like right there. All right, Nikki. Now for the reader, give us just a brief rundown of kind of what people can expect when they're getting into Ignite. What are they picking it up
Yeah.
for?
So the way that I like to describe Ignite is more of a psychological exploration that's disguised as a romance. So the romance part of it is more of like a contemporary romance, and then the psychological aspect is a mind-bending twist. But it kind of touches on themes of like toxic family, toxic exes. And once you get past that and kind of battling through the trauma that all of that entails, plus more, obviously, that the main character goes through. But it kind of gets you to the place of realizing that self love is the ultimate form of love, and you kind of have everything that you need already within.
I think that is so beautiful. And honestly, I mean, it was so relatable too, because if you've gone through a situation with a divorce or things like that, and maybe they were close with the family, and it's like they're kind of
Mm-hmm.
lingering around in the gaslighting. I mean, I, I was getting like, no, I don't want to say like it's a trigger warning or anything, but like it was definitely like, dang, you wrote it really well. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. I feel
I,
like it can get, if you've battled through those scenarios in any way, you might be like, oof, that hits,
yeah, yeah.
when certain characters are being manipulative or just even certain conversations, you're just like, ooh.
Yeah. I know there was one particular part that I was like, I like was like, are you kidding me right now? Come on. Like, I love when a book makes me talk out loud.
Yeah, I know, I love
Uh,
that. That's amazing.
yeah. So I know my boyfriend didn't know. He was sleeping. He's like, what?
He's like, what's going on?
Yeah. Go read the book in the other room. God, woman. Man. So yeah, I think it's really cool. It's set in Cleveland. And again, your writing is so wonderfully descriptive that like I could envision everything. So it was really rad. And of course, I have to say I just love the name of the dog, Branch. Um, I don't know if it was a particular reason, but when I'm seeing that, I'm like, oh, trolls. And there's like a branch and
Yeah, Branch is a great character in that. No, honestly, so the dog, so Jack was inspired, the relationship between Landon and Jack was
yeah.
inspired by my husband Josh and his brother.
Oh,
And I kind of picked like little aspects of his brother and his family. They have a dog named Branch, but it's a little scruffy, like Yorkie. And so in the book, I was like, no, he's going to be a giant dog. And like,
yeah.
obviously, nothing is like 100% of real life. I just took
Yeah.
little tiny aspects. But yeah, that's so it. Branch is a real dog.
That's so fun. Oh my God, love Branch. Oh, I think that's so special. Oh my gosh. So I love that so much. And speaking on taking inspiration from aspects of your life, like just little droplets here and there, what really
Mhm.
inspired you to write this particular book?
Yeah. So honestly, the idea of the book stemmed from the plot twist.
Mm,
So before I knew anything, I knew the twist. And then I kind of built it from there. I did take a lot of inspiration just as far as like personal experiences because I've never personally been through a divorce, but my husband has.
Mhm.
And all of us, I think, I have so many friends, and like, regardless of if, even my family, like, if there are toxic family members, we all kind of know those different scenarios, or even toxic friends or toxic exes. I feel like we've also all had those. So I was able to kind of rope all of those stories that I've just kind of taken from my personal life and like added little tidbits in there with, of course, adding drama because like that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's cute. Oh,
Yeah.
I have to say, I do love that the one friend, his name is leaving me, the big burly friend, found love.
Aaron.
Aaron, that made me
Hmm.
so happy. Oh my God, I'm not going to reveal what happens, but made me cry.
He's a fan fave, I feel. Everybody loves Aaron. He was honestly my favorite character to write too. So,
He just, I just can imagine I've got an Aaron in my life. Like
hmm.
everyone's got that.
Hmm.
You know? At least I hope they do.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
the plot twist, the inspiration behind it, what sparked your love of, reading and just doing all of this? Because I remember the book that really got me into reading, and it was A Wrinkle in Time. And it was like,
Mm.
as soon as I read that book, I was like, well, I want more of this. And then
Yeah.
Harry Potter and all these things. And
Hmm.
so, but yeah, what was it for you?
Yeah, so I've always grown up like reading books and watching movies. That's always been, I love stories. When I was younger, my grandma would take me to the Books a Million in Wichita Falls, Texas. And she would let me just go like roam through like the children's books because when I was a child. And I would sit there in the aisles just picking which Junie B. Jones that I was going to read. And she would always let me get multiple, even though I was deciding on the perfect one. But I feel like that was like my earliest like drop into like that world. And then my mom's always been an avid reader, but I've also always grown up watching movies. So I just say from the get-go, I just knew storytelling. I just related to it so much. And that's just where that kind of ventured me into this writing a book thing that I didn't think would ever happen. But when I was younger, I was writing like little skits in my bedroom, being a bossy director to my friends. That's, I'm sure if any of them are watching this, they'll be like, oh yeah. And editing like little videos. I'd make like fake movie trailers. But so I always knew I wanted to be a storyteller. And I did write stories in high school and like when I was younger too. My parents like to bring them out now because they're like, oh, look where you started. Now you're uh yeah. So I always knew I wanted to be a storyteller, but books and movies, even video games, like I have a lot of tattoos that are inspired by them. It's just I've always been obsessed with stories.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
imagination and creativity.
Hmm.
I think that's so
Yeah.
special. And to stay tuned into that. And I always look at it like you're not letting life get you down. You're not letting
Yeah. You gotta
the
try.
world, take away from your
Hmm.
dreams and aspirations. I mean, you were like, all right, let's make this happen. Yeah,
Hmm.
books are really, really important. I think people should definitely always be reading or writing
Definitely.
or watching,
Hmm.
whatever. Gosh, we just saw Obsession last night, and it actually left
Mm.
me speechless for the first time in
I've
probably
heard it's
my life.
very good.
It made me
Yeah.
sick to my stomach, and I had to stress clean when I got home, but it was
Mm.
super good. And my boyfriend's like, he's a filmmaker, so he's like, and you felt something, and I was like,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
did.
maybe you shouldn't have gone to that one. Next one's back rooms. That one will definitely make me feel weird. Uh,
Ah, oh yeah, that one.
that's so funny. Now, you have been teasing us on your social media. I'm seeing an art project going on, and I'm seeing like a countdown happening, and you've got this. The date is June 3rd, which is actually just so happens to be today. Wink, wink,
Hmm.
nudge, nudge. So, today's June 3rd. Tell us what's going on, Bree.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I had I would say one of the darker moments in my writing journey. And it kind of nudged me after getting out of my sad girl mode. Like, I decided, you know what, we're going to be dramatic about this and we're just going to do a whole rebrand. So I completely wiped all my content away. Some of it's back in there because I was attached to a few different posts, but I feel like everything going forward from that point on, I was like, oh no, everything's going to be transparent. It's going to feel honest to me. Whereas all my posts, I feel like I would do, they were honest to me, but some of them I feel like I was trying to stick to more trends. I was trying to figure out what worked for me. And I was like, you know what? No, we're just going to do the thing. So I was like, we're going to do a rebrand. That's what's going to happen. But during that period of kind of being in a darker space, it stemmed from kind of negative reviews and feedback, which was always expecting. But I had always had a plan in my head. So I always tell everyone, I'm like, there's a method to my madness. I already knew what the next 10 steps were, but I have to get through all the other steps first. So I have always had the idea and the want and the need to hire a professional editor. And I had to kind of get to that place where I could actually feasibly do so. So that's part of the announcement, is that there is a second edition that is going to be with an editing team. So it'll be a little bit more fine-tuned, I'm refining the vision. I think it's already great, but it doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have help to kind
Yeah.
of refine it. But the other big main announcement is that there is going to be an indie exclusive edition. Now, this edition has a brand new cover, and it also has a sneak peek of Spark. I'm going to show a little page, but I'm covering up the part that shows Spark. If
Okay.
you want to zoom in on this video, I mean, you can see it on my bookshelf,
I
but
love
this is the
that.
new indie exclusive. It's a different vibe, I feel like, from my original cover, but I kind of wanted it to be maybe a little bit more simple.
Okay.
But I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And all editions and all books in the world of Ignite will also have an indie exclusive cover. So if you're somebody who likes to match your covers, don't worry. There will be one that matches it. There's one that matches the original theme, and then there's also one that matches the indie exclusive. But the indie exclusive will only be available at independent bookstores or at in-person events with me.
Okay. I love it. And people can keep
Yeah.
up with your in-person events on your social media. Go ahead and drop your handle.
Yeah, so that's Bre Bartell, author. And I list any of the events that I'm going to be at. The next one that's coming up in a few days is the Big Ohio Book Con, which is one of Northeast Ohio's biggest book events. That'll be really exciting. There's amazing headlining authors as well as a ton of amazing indie authors. So if you haven't purchased a ticket, you'll have to wait till you get to the door because they're sold out online,
Oh,
but you can still
God.
get a ticket at the door.
That's so exciting. Do you ever get nervous getting up there
Yeah.
and talking to people and getting out there and doing it?
Honestly, at the events, I feel like my first one I was nervous, but then it's really fun. Like it's my favorite thing. Like I'll do it on because I work a full-time job aside from writing. So even if I'm taking up my whole weekend to do a book event, it fuels me. I love it. I love talking to people, them asking me about the book, them like I love seeing everybody's like bags filled with books. It's a good vibe.
I like that a lot. Guys, this is such big news right now. I'm so excited for you. I'm really excited for you to be able to jump into this rebrand and re-releasing Ignite for the future readers that haven't read it yet, or like me, who is going to reread it, with your team that that you've collected for yourself, like the Avengers.
Well, you'll need to read it too because it'll have a sneak peek of Spark, which is the
Yes.
second book in the world of Ignite.
Which is going to be crazy because I'm like, where could we go from here? This girl has a brain that's
Mhm.
always working, and I can just tell. I love that energy so much. Oh, that's so awesome. What's your sign? Tell me. I need to know.
Uh, Capricorn, but I am a Aries rising and a Scorpio moon.
Cool. Okay, that's a good blend of
Mhm.
signs and elements and things.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, let's back up a little and see where Bree is from. You said Texas earlier, so kind of just give us a little journey of your life.
Yeah, so I grew up in Texas and then moved to Virginia, Northern Virginia, when I was in middle school, and then until I was about like 21, went through a bad breakup, and then moved to Florida. So that's where a lot of my family members are at currently. And that happens to be actually like fast forward many years, I meet my husband. He also happened to be in Florida at the time, but he's originally from Youngstown, Ohio. So then I decided to move up to Ohio. And everybody always asks me why. And I'm just like, I don't, I'm just like I like to move around. It
Yeah.
doesn't, I like to experience different things. And so I was like, yeah, let's go. And fast forward a few more years, we decided to move up to Cleveland because his job was here and we fell in love with the city. I feel like the way that everybody is as far as a community, especially over the last couple of years too, that we've even been back because we did a short little stint back in Florida. Everybody is just, it feels like a neighborhood feel. Like if you go to your next door neighbor and you're like, hey, can you help me out with this? Do you have a cup of sugar? Like, and it feels like that, but within a city. And so we just fell in love with that.
I can totally get that vibe too. I've never lived in
Mhm.
Cleveland, but I've lived kind of nearby enough. I'm about 40 minutes out.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, when you go, even as just a daily visitor, like, oh, wow, this is just a really dope place to be. And
Mhm.
everyone's really cool. I feel very safe
Oh,
in the
yeah.
city. So it's really awesome. I like it. I'm glad that you guys are here. And,
Yeah.
there is always the longstanding joke about Ohio and Florida just basically trade citizens all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
so we've got the indie edition coming out. We've got, do we have a date yet for Spark?
So my goal is for Spark to be released this year. That's the plan. And typically when I make a plan and I'm dead set on a date, like when Ignite released, I said that date a year before I released it and I released it on the date that I said. So that's my goal, but I'm not listing a specific date, but just 2026. And then as far as the indie exclusive edition, it will be around the 1 year anniversary of Ignite.
Okay. That's awesome. And you guys definitely make sure you go follow Brie on Instagram and everywhere and just keep up with her. I know there's a Goodreads going around too. And so make sure you check that out and, go find this book. Again, I got mine at Flame and Fable and I loved it too because they sent a little note and it was like, oh, I've only heard good things. I hope you like the book. And yeah, dude, this is really cool. I just love it. I know when I met you, I was like, I've never met an author before. That's so cool, and I just think it's rad. And using your passion for good like that, and yeah, putting that pen to paper, fingers to keyboard, and just putting yourself
Mhm.
out there. Because you said earlier, the negative reviews, we don't need to talk about it too much, but in life, when you're going to be vulnerable and put yourself out there in any kind of way, shape, or form, people are going to have something to say.
Yep.
I'm sure people have a
They're
lot to.
not for everybody.
Yeah,
So, and that's
exactly. Well,
okay.
and that's all right. Yeah, there's so many people out there. I like it. I just keep writing because I just love that. Oh, there was something I thought about earlier. When you're getting in the zone, you're like, all right, do you have like a time frame, daily, weekly, that you're like, I'm doing this many words per week or whatever? Like, how's that process for you as an author?
So, as a Capricorn, like I mentioned, I typically set goals for myself, but then the rest of me, I don't always meet that specific goal in the way that I want to. I'm very hard on myself. So when other people are also hard on me, that's when I'm like, no, I'm already hard on myself. I don't
Yeah.
need any more. But I do have like goals of like, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna write 2,000 words today. Doesn't always happen because also I do work, like I said, a full time job. Like it's not something that I'm able to just be like, this is what I do. That's obviously the goal.
Yeah.
But I have like an idea in mind, but I always just try to get myself in like a good headspace for it. So I have playlists that are for each of the books. So I put those on in the background. I have Pinterest boards for each of the books. So then I'll put that up. So if I'm really feeling like stuck, I'll just open up those things. I'm also the person that I'm I want to be my biggest fan in my own life because why not? And we're just going to romanticize everything. So I have different posters that I've printed of my books. I have on my bookshelf over here, I have my little bling book. So I look at those and I'm like, okay, I take it as inspiration because I'm like, wait, I already did this thing. So then let's just keep doing these things. And it just inspires me. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that would ever work for anybody else, but it works for me.
No, I love that so much. Listen, not to quote Kanye or anything, but he said something like, I got a picture of myself because I want to look at a winner. Like, listen, I mean, uh, if you're not your biggest fan, who's gonna be? And
Yeah,
that's
I
a good thing
agree.
to do. I know, at least for me, with all my running, I don't have them hung up. We just moved into this house, so I still need someone to hang up all of my medals. And then I'll wake
Yeah.
up and be like, there, oh yes, let's go out there and do it.
Yeah.
I'm so tired, but let's go do it again.
Yeah, exactly. You need like a physical, I need a physical reminder of kind
Yeah.
of like this is that thing. So
Yeah.
like I have obviously my book all over here and then I have like I said the flyer right here just so I can see it and I'm like this is what I'm doing. It's what I'm
Yes.
working towards.
We're going to make
Hmm.
this a real thing and it's coming because all of my hard work pays off. We have just about 10 minutes left. If you could give any aspiring author your best piece of advice, what would it be?
As I say to everybody, is just do the damn thing. Uh, Everybody overthinks it. I feel like, and I overthought it for so many years, and then one day I just woke up and I was like, I'm just going to do it. My goal was for 5 people to read my book. I've had a lot more than 5 people read my book. And like I said, that was just the first edition. That was my self edited edition that obviously can be fine tuned. And I recognize that. So we're just going to keep growing from here. So you just do it. You can always make it better because the only people that fail are the people who stop trying because they let anybody else from the outside world kind of give their negative thoughts and they let that absorb into them and then they're like no I'm not going to do it anymore because like I've almost been in that place multiple times but if that was the case I wouldn't be talking to you today which is amazing. I wouldn't be going to Big Ohio Book Con. I wouldn't be releasing an indie exclusive edition. These are things that other people aren't doing but maybe they could if they actually just put that energy into wanting to do what their dream is.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, just do the damn thing. Take the first
Yeah.
step. Write that first word.
Hmm.
Let's go.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
great.
exactly.
Oh, Bree, you're awesome. Guys, go check out Bre Bartell author on Instagram and follow everything she's got going on. And make sure you go read Ignite. If you want to wait for the next edition, you can do that too. But I would definitely highly recommend you just go ahead and get that book because you never know what's going to happen. Bree, I have a feeling Bree's about to blow up. So.
I appreciate it. But yeah, if you're in the local area too, the places you can get the book are Flame Fable in Lakewood, Under the Covers, which is in Cam's Corner, um, the Viridian, which is in Willoughby, and then the Book Tree House, which is in Medina, as well as Riffs, Libations and Creations. It's a bar that's in Tremont, but they also have my book.
Cool. That's perfect. I love that. Awesome. Bree,
Yay.
thank you so much. I cannot wait to see what's coming next for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me today.